Yesterday I swapped some of my favourite houseplants at a London plant swap event, and I'm super excited to show you some of the new planty additions to essentially my conservatory jungle. Stick around with me and let's dive into it. Hi, my name is Memo. This is my channel, Houseplantygoodness, and essentially it's a place where I like to geek out about my big passion. You might be able to see some of it behind me. It's tropical houseplants. So yeah, as I said, yesterday I went down to London. I don't live anywhere near London. It's at least a 2-hour train journey. More on the journey in just a second. And to attend a plant swap event that my very, very dear planty friends Emma and Lisa were organising. I have mentioned the plant swaps before, but I don't think I've ever done an exclusive video on the plant swap, my experiences through it, what it's like being there and showcasing some of the plants that I got at the plant swap. So strap in and let me take you on this journey. So first off, who's organising the event? So the events are called Another Plant Swap, and I will add the links at the top there. They've also got an Instagram account, which I will add at the top, and it is organised by two very dear planty friends, which you might have probably heard of before actually. One being Emma from her YouTube channel, you might recognise her as Good Growing, and the other is Lisa, who you might also recognise from Instagram and recently as well YouTube as the Happy Plant Collector. These two amazing individuals have been organising this event for a while. I think this might be the fourth, possibly the fifth one that I'm attending. I might be wrong. My dates go a bit... But yeah, it's always a good time, and it's always fantastic to go and attend these events, not just for the chance of swapping plants with, trust me, there was a lot of swapping happening yesterday, but also to get to meet a lot of you lovely people there. And I got to meet quite a few of you yesterday, which I am super, super happy. Anybody who was brave enough essentially to come and say hello, truly appreciate it. It was lovely, lovely, lovely to meet you. And as I always say with these events, don't feel shy. I'm awkward and weird myself. Please do come and say hello. I would love to meet you. It's nice to actually put some faces to kind of conversations and comments that we have either here on YouTube or on my Instagram. And as I mentioned, both Lisa and Emma have been doing this for quite a few years now actually, and they have, I think it was this year, I'm trying to think if they did this last year, I think it was just this year, that they did a much broader kind of catchment of plant swaps around the UK, not just for London. They started at just a London event. I'm trying to think, maybe they did do this last year as well, I can't remember now. But no, they did. I am lying to your face. They did it last year as well. I think they had more non-London events this year. So they've been doing this for quite a while and everybody seems to be enjoying this. Hands up or comment down below if you have been to one of these events, not necessarily just the ones in London, but anywhere in the UK. Did you have a good time? Did you have some interesting swaps? Did you get to meet some new planty friends? Because I have said this before, this is a solitary sport that we all do. It's very much us by ourselves caring for our plants. So it's very rare that we get to interact with other plant enthusiasts. So these events are just fantastic. They're a highlight to my calendar each year. So it's really, really nice to attend these events, not just for the swaps, but also for the chance to socialize. As with all of the events that Emma and Lisa organise, everybody kind of gets there at the venue. Depending on where you're going, I think the London ones tend to be quite busy, so there was a bit of queuing for us to get in. You get given a goodie bag by the organisers or for some of the people that are helping out with the event. You then get a chance to find a table to set yourself up. At the recent events as well, they've had even little tags so you can kind of put the name of the plant, so you don't even have to do that if you forget. Look, I did. I always forget these things. So the name of the plant, if it's cutting, if it's rooted, if it still needs to be rooting for a bit longer, if it's ready to pot up, or if it's a full plant, you can put that on there. And it then means that when people go around to see the plants, they know what they are kind of looking at, because it's quite hard. You will see some of the clips that I'm hopefully overlaying throughout this entire video on kind of how busy and quite how many plants and kind of rooted cuttings, full plants are there at the event. So it's good to kind of make it clear with those labels. Also, you will get given a name tag, and there is good reason for the name tag. I know everybody's like, I don't want my name, but there's a good reason. I'll explain why. And then also you can actually put your preferred pronouns on there as well, which is really, really good. I like when events do that because it just helps everybody just be as nice as they possibly can to each other. Now, after you've kind of labeled all of your plants, again, the reason for the name tags is because obviously when the swapping starts, you'll have your name on the actual label. That's the other bit that I forgot to mention. On the label, your name will be there as well. So the plant, what condition it's in, and your name will be on there. So people will go around, and you will be going around as well, so it makes it nice and simple. So if somebody goes and just goes, this plant here is kind of a fully rooted cutting, ready to get potted up, and it's by Memo. Let me go and find Memo. And the way that it works is you find the individual that's got the plant and just go, I'm really interested in this plant. Having a conversation. It's all about consent. So have a conversation and say, look, I'm really interested in this plant. Do you want to come and have a look at what I've got to see if you want to have a swap? And then you'd kind of go there, see what the other individual has. If you're interested in the swap, you say, okay, are you comfortable swapping for that plant that I've got for this plant? And then the swap happens. It's also completely fine for the other individual or any one of the two individuals to say, you know what, actually, no, I was looking for something else, so I'm not comfortable with this swap. No hard feelings, move on. There are plenty of options. I don't think anybody leaves disappointed from any of these events, trust me. And then the swaps just continue like that throughout the evening or afternoon, technically. I think there's also a free drinks voucher, potentially. I'm trying to remember back because my memory is shocking, but this might be also a free drinks voucher, at least for the London events, that you can kind of help yourself to a beverage whilst you're there. And yeah, the swaps go on for quite a while, and also do not be worried if you think that you don't have the right plants to swap. One of the individuals that I went with to the event was actually the lovely individual that was caring for my plants. And she doesn't actually have any of the big names that everybody might be looking for. There was a couple of gems. I don't think she was even aware of the gems that she had. But she still managed to swap all of her plants. And then also there's conversations that are having with some people that might just go, you know what? Do you just want this plant? Just take this plant. I like you. Take this plant. It's okay. Take it. Take it. And there's also a freebie table. I think that's what it's called. And anybody's plants that don't get swapped can just go onto the freebie table. And everybody at the very end or throughout the event, generally, that table's a bit of a free fall. So if you just go and it's like, oh, I like this plant. I'll take it. Ta-da! So that's what I mean, very few people, I don't think anybody that I know ever leaves disappointed from this event. You will leave with some plants. You will come with some plants, you will leave with different plants. So there is that to be said. And as happens with a lot of these events, you kind of taken all this effort to take these plants out. A lot of people just say, I don't want to take the same plants that I bought back. If one or two are left over, I don't want to take them back. They can just go in the free table. So actually some gems on the free table as well. And then as the kind of afternoon progresses, there is a raffle that happens because when you come in with your goodie bag, you get the drinks voucher and you get some raffle tickets. I think you can also purchase some more raffle tickets. And there's a big raffle that happens and a whole bunch of goodies are given up. And hopefully the sound is working because I was filming during the event and it was a bit loud. If it is, I will add it here and you can see the raffle in progress and essentially what's happening and all the different plants.
Hey everybody! We're gonna do the raffle now. I'm mixing up your tickets as well as I possibly can. No heckling this time. These perfectly out. So first off, we have a tote bag limited edition, another plant swap merch, as well as a magnet and a little button badge, some fun merch. And the winner of that is 187. Congratulations. 217, yeah. Congratulations! Yeah. So up next we have a gift certificate for Predatory Mites ETC from Ladybird Plant Care, one of our amazing sponsors. Who wants to win some good bugs?
Oh.
Yeah. You wanna pick this one?
It's 144.
144. Good bugs. Enjoy. Yeah. Up next, we have two, not one, but two potting mat bundles from the lovely Houseplant UK, who makes the gorgeous trellises that are in all of your goodie bags, as well as the potting mats. So I'm going to pull two winners for this one as well. The first one is 27, and the next one is 95. This will happen when you go 25 minutes. Krogan, yeah, Krogan. Next up, we have a grow light set from the good old Krogan. We all need more lights this time of year. Let's be honest, it's too dark in the UK. It's from a lovely clamp and a lovely Pianta grow light. And the winner is 214. Congratulations! Up next, we have not this exact shirt, it's Lisa's, but a voucher for another Plants Up on tour t-shirt, which is some more of our merch, which we do have online. You can get a tour shirt. Unfortunately, we can't break them all here today because that'd be too much stuff. But if you want to get a tour shirt for another Plants Up for 2024, they're online. One lucky winner will win one, and that lucky winner is 237. 237? Well, it is. She buys 25 tickets, and this is what happens. Okay. Last up before the plants, which are extremely special plants, we have a voucher for Soil Ninja, our last sponsor, for any of their soil blends or components. You want to take it?
180.
180. Okay. So we're going to do the plants slightly differently this time. Normally we just take a plant up and we say the winner is this person. This time, the first person I get to pull out is going to get their pick of the plants on the table. And so on and so forth until the last one. So, let's hope your number gets called sooner rather than later.
29.
We've got some Ethereum, some Hoyas, a nice Allocasia variegated. Oh, you got for the big one, you can do it. Do it, do it. Up next, we have 119. 119? Okay, moving on. 81.
Oh, hang on. Nothing.
81. No one's 81 either? Okay, fine. We're going to keep going until someone calls it. Okay, 200. Flat 200. 100. Have your pick of the plants. They're all really gorgeous, so. Yeah, take it. Yeah. Right, we've got 3 more. We've got an Ethereum Pinkly Eye. We've got a variegated alligator fried egg, and we've got this gorgeous Hoya Clemensiora. If you're Hoya people here, you'll know it's fun. It's nice and crusty. In a good way. Nice and crusty. In a good way.
It's 262. 262.
Woo! Take a bit.
You will never hurt me. I'm not a Hoya person.
2 more. Next up we have 85. Oh yeah. And then this really beautiful variegated alligator fried egg. Donated from the really lovely Jungle Haven, if that matters to any of you even more. It's her plant. She grew it. Got 50. 50. No? 3, 2, 1. Okay, next one. 90. 90. Congratulations. So that's it for the raffle. I wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you guys for coming out today and swapping plants with us. We hope that you have gotten some good plants in the swap. Tag us in your pictures and stuff on Instagram. We love to see them. And please take more stuff from the free table because I don't want to take it home with me, please. Thank you.
But very, very, very cool event. Everybody had such a good time. And actually it ended quite at a reasonable time on a Sunday. So I think it started at 12 and it finished at 4. So not too long to kind of give up on your Sunday, but such fun. But yes, without further ado, that was a bit more about the event. Let me show you what I got. So firstly, let me start off by saying what I took with me. So I had some fully rooted cuttings, more or less, of 3 plants. So I went really low, like light this time around because I have a lot of space. So I was hoping to go with 3 and come back with 3. I went with 3 and came back with more. More on that in just a second. But I went down with 3 rooted cuttings, and they've been rooting for a while in water. So what I did, and actually this might be of interest, what I did is I took the rooted cuttings that have been rooting in water, I wrapped them up in some damp sphagnum moss, put some cling film around the moss, kind of packaged them in a way that I could kind of transport them down to London easily, and that was it basically. That was there, and they're ready for the new individuals to kind of pot them up. So the 3 cuttings were, there was 1 Syngonium chiapense, there was 1 Philodendron Sharonii, and there was 1 Philodendron Heleniae, subspecies Heleniae. Anybody who has been watching my channel for a while will know that those 3 plants have a very, very dear and near place in my heart and in terms of how much I enjoy growing them. So I was just like, let's share the love of really, really cool plants. And happy to confirm that they went down a treat. People really liked them, so that was a big bonus for me. But yes, and I got to meet some lovely individuals throughout this, so I'll kind of give you a little bit of stories about everybody. I won't be naming and shaming, do not worry. But I'll start off with, and I'm trying to remember who I did the specific trades. This is only 3 plants. Memory, so bad. But I think if I am not mistaken, the Philodendron Heleniae, subspecies Heleniae, I think, yes, was traded with a baby rooted, if I'm not mistaken, Melanochrysum. I think it's melanochrysum. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's a melanochrysum if I'm not mistaken. I think from when I was seeing the label. This individual was such a lovely, lovely human being. And we were talking and they were telling me about their kind of experiences with plants. We'd actually had, and if you see this, hi, we had an interaction about an Anthurium frederickstalii, so we were talking a bit about that as well. Really, really, really cool person. I hope everything goes well and I hope you enjoy the plant. I am sure I'll be enjoying my new melanochrysum, and for the people before you question, this will be going with my other melanochrysum so it can start attaching itself to the moss pole with the other ones to hopefully have a very large melanochrysum, or melanocrysis as we all know it. But I'm trying to fall in love with that plant again, so this is a good way to start. And bonus, I got a nice cool pot with it as well. The next trade that I did again was a really cool individual who'd spotted the, which one was it? The Chia pence, the Syngonium Chia pence, quite early on before. And we're having discussions and it's very much a like, can't trade until we're allowed to swap, so come back in a bit. And they did. And went over to their table, again, as I was saying before, and we can have that conversation. And they had a whole host of selection of things there. They had some really cool Hoya cuttings, and I'm still, like, you know, when you're indecisive, and I'm just like, oh, should I have gone for that Hoya cutting, or should I have gone for the plant that I did? I think I'm going to be okay with the plant that I did go with, because I don't think I've ever grown it before. So this is another example of how this individual packaged it up. Clear plastic cup. There is cling film around the roots, and there is perlite, if I'm not mistaken, and there's some cling film on the top just to keep the humidity up. Very, very cool. I'll open it now so we can have a look a bit better, and I can tell you what it is as well. So they were very cool because what they did, and again, it's all very personal to everybody who is there. They added a little card, and actually I think they've even added a little stamp of their Instagram, which I will be kind of following them soon. This is a Philodendron erubens red heart, and you can kind of see it there if I hide my face. It's I think it is a rooted, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it says ready to pot. Potted in semi-hydro, so I'm going to have to keep this in semi-hydro. And they said this lived in their prop box, temperature range between 20 and 23%, and obviously 100% humidity. Very, very cool. You don't have to, by the way. Some people do this, other people don't have to, so it's fine. And you can also have that conversation if you're really worried about the conditions that these people had these plants in. Talk to them. I mean, you're right there, you're having a conversation anyway. Have a chat with them and they will be more than happy to tell you kind of how they were growing it. Some people were asking about the Heleniae, the individual that I was swapping with the Heleniae, and also the Chironiae on, the leaves, like they're quite large, and I'm just like, yeah, and these are the smallest leaves I've ever got on this plant. So they were just like, okay. It's like, yes, this is good for you to know. But yes, so this is one of the other swaps that I did. And if I am not mistaken, the last one, which was the Chironiae, the Philodendron Chironiae, I traded with a cool Syngonium, which I don't think I have owned before, and hopefully, yes. So I'll bring it up so you can see again, really, really, really cool individual who was very excited to get the Chironiae, and I'm just like, ooh, what have you got? And they came around with this plant, and this is, I'll tell you, a Syngonium pink lava. I have never heard of it before or owned a pink lava before. So very, very cool. You can see a different setup here. I like the little kind of clip on the plant that you might be able to see there. Quite a few leaves actually, and it does look like it's fully rooted. They've got their own little labeling system. Again, everybody did their own thing. And it says rooted, been in an area that has predatory mites, so that's good to know, in Soil Ninja. So that was really cool, and I can actually see some of the roots in this plant as well. So I will be potting this up, probably, again, broken record, a Soil Ninja's Anthurium soil mix. And actually, on the point of Soil Ninja, They were, at the event, there were 3 sponsors, which I think I've taken some clips. You might have seen them before. If not, I will add them in this section here. And they were Grow Gang, which was really cool with some grow lights that they had there as well as some brackets. And I did get some of those. And let me see if I can bring you and show you. So yeah, sorry, I had to go and grab the other bits. So these bits I bought from one of the sponsors. So as I said, Grow Gang, amazing, amazing individuals. They were so cool to meet them. And we were having a discussion. There might even be a collab that's happening in the future, potentially. Keep you posted on that one. But they had their, hopefully that I might not need to flip that around. If I do, you will see it properly in editing. But the Pianta full spectrum grow lights. And actually what they were saying, they had a really good deal on all of these because these were what they call factory seconds. I don't know if you've ever heard of a term called factory seconds, and it is products that are completely fine, but they might have a little imperfection somewhere, which means that they can't sell it for a full whack. And I can't remember now what the issue is with this because I cannot see absolutely anything wrong with this. Oh wow, I think it might not even show up on the camera. So this is the grow light, very, very cool. I've been wanting to try one of these for such a long time. But you might be able to see, possibly if I hide my face, on one of these here, there might be a little bit of a nick. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's fine. As long as it works, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to see this. Like, and they were getting really worried because there was a black version and a white version. Now, which one do you want? I'm not going to, I don't see the actual light. I just see the light shining out of it in this space. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. So, looking forward to trying this cool light. And let me show you the other thing that I got from them as well, which is a just a bracket, basically. So it's a gooseneck bracket that I can use for the grow light. They were very, very clear and said, look, again, I don't know if this was factory seconds, but it might have been a first run of a product, and they've obviously made improvements on this. And I think they were saying that the way that the gooseneck is, it's not very good at kind of holding the light up, so the light will tilt down. And we've all had goosenecks, and we know what that is when the light is a bit too heavy and it kind of pulls it down. I'm just like, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to put it high up anyway, and I want the light pointing down, so not a problem. The reason why I was saying that this was maybe a first run is because they were already saying, as they were selling me this, that their newer one that's coming out now has addressed that issue altogether. But it's a really cool way for sponsors like that at these events to be able to, not contribute to wastage and just having to get rid of some of these products, and they can offer them at a reduced price. If people are aware of it and they have no problem, they can purchase. Really cool, and it's a really cool way for them to try some of their products. So very excited to try the Pianta out and the bracket. One of the other sponsors, and you know where I'm going with this, Soil Ninja, which was very, very cool. And actually Soil Ninja, since I think they've been one of the sponsors since the very, very early days of these events. And normally they'd bring some sample bags and you can get some sample bags of soil, but actually I think it's BOYB, so bring your own kind of situation. So that everybody was, and the organizers, Claire and Lisa, always remind people before the event happens to remember to bring your own little Tupperware container or a box or a bag. So instead of creating even more wastage, you can bring some of your own vessels to just take some of the soil samples. So that's very, very, very cool. And I obviously got to catch up again with the amazing people at Soil Ninja. I love these events because it's like, it's really weird. I don't know how to describe it. Like these events for all of us that maybe do a bit of content and we kind of all know each other, like me knowing Claire. Claire was there as well, by the way, the Jungle Haven was there as always with these events, and obviously Emma and Lisa and the guys at Grow Tropicals. Aaron was there as well. Hi Aaron, if you see this. So, but these events are a bit like our one time of the year or once or twice a year that we all get to be in the same space at the same time and see each other face to face. So it's a bit like reunion kids. I'm like, oh, hi! Sorry, that was possibly a bit too high. I'll see if I can reduce that in editing. No screeching memo. But it was good to see the people from Soil Ninja there as well. And also Tessa, I think it is, from Ladybug Plant Care. And Tessa was at the Malvern event as well, and the whole business is around kind of using beneficial insects and predatory insects to deal with our pests. And again, I was trying most of the time to know, I need to go and say hi to Tessa. I need to go and meet Tessa, because when I was doing the Malvern event, Tessa was talking on the days before me, so we were like passing ships in the night. And this time around we were at the same venue at the same time, and I'm just like, I didn't find the time to say hello to Tessa. So if Tessa, if you see this, hi, we do need to meet up properly at some point. But yes, so the sponsors are really cool. And back to the plants, sorry, I know, but I had to say these things. Like, I mean, these people are friends as well at this point, so very, very cool individuals. So those 3 plants that I showed you, so the Syngonium, the Melanochrysum, and the Philodendron red, oh, which one was it? The red heart. I'll get there eventually, I'll learn these names, were the ones that I actually swapped with. So they're my 3 plants and I swapped those. Now going into the extras, because extras happen, as I said. Amazing individuals that were right next to the table that I was set up with the plants. 2 lovely, lovely, lovely human beings, and I won't name and shame, as I said, but you know who you are if you see this video. Hi, and I really look forward to catching up on Instagram as well, as we were talking about at the event at length. Really cool new planty friends, essentially. It's fantastic. And they had a silver dragon with a little variegation, apparently. So this one is one that says keep propping, and it is in what looks like a tiny bit of soil and a whole bunch of, not pon, perlite. So yes, pon and not pon, a little bit of soil and perlite. OMG on a Monday morning, because I'm filming this on a Monday morning. That's why the brain is not working quite as well. But yes, I am looking forward to growing this, and this can kind of replace my Alocasia silver dragon that I used to have before. So very, 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 very cool. And that was one of the freebies. And actually, let me see if I can bring it in and I can show you. Me putting it down. Rude memo, rude, rude, rude. Let me see if I can show it. I don't want to take it out just yet because it needs to keep propping, and hopefully it won't like, ooh, focus, focus, there we go. So I'm looking forward to that, once I get some of the soil off. But I'll keep it propping in the same vessel, to be honest, because it's nice and ready to go. So that is one of the freebies. The other one I am super duper duper excited about, which is this one. People might be surprised. This is ficus. And this was us sitting next to a very dear planty friend called Lottie. So Lottie, if you see this, hi again. It was nice to see you again. We need to not keep it for so long again next time. Sorry, I know I'm using this video as well to say hi to friends, but bear with me. I'm saying these things because a lot of you might also know some of these individuals. So, and I know the people that I'm mentioning names of, they're comfortable for me to mention their names. This was a plant that I kept seeing for a while and I wanted to try growing. And it was very much at the end of the event, and Lottie just went, Memo, just take these 2 things. So there's 2 things. One is, and hopefully you'll be able to see it, the Ficus triangularis variegata. Very, very, very cool. So I am looking forward to growing this, and I know, shocking that I'm looking forward to growing a ficus, but this is one that really, really fascinated me because of the unusual, I mean, look at that leaf shape. Look at that leaf shape. It is actually triangular. So really looking forward to growing this. The next one was interesting because even like Lottie that was trading with me, she just said, Memo, what is this? And I'm just like, oh, I don't know. If I haven't grown the plant, I might not necessarily know. So I think, and I'm asking you all for your advice on this and your kind of insights, I think this is, and I've never owned one, this is an Epischia, if you can kind of see that there. So it's actually quite a decent plant. I think this is already rooted quite nicely. So I will need to pot this one up. But I think it's an Epischia. I do not know which type of Epischia. Let me bring it up again so you can get a better look. And hopefully it's going to focus enough that this might make a bit of sense when you see it. But so that Epischia, if anybody knows what it is, let me know because that would be great. But yes, these are all the plants. As I said, I got 3 from the trade and actually 3 They were just like, here, take it, please take it. And I'm just like, okay. And it wasn't before anybody says this, it's not just because I've got the YouTube channel. This was happening all around. This was happening all around. The individuals that gifted me the alocasia, again, I went with the person who was taking care of the plants whilst I was away on holiday, but they did a lot of that where they just went to her as well. They were just like, here, take this. So it happens a lot. Like, do not worry. It's a good time to be had by all, and everybody leaves with new plants. Trust me. Doesn't matter what you take. But let me ask you all the question. Have you ever been to one of these events? Or have you just traded with somebody online or a friend? How did it go? What was your experiences? Do you still have that plant? Do you know if the other person still has that plant? How was it? Because actually trading plants is a really cool way of discovering new plants and also getting new plants without having to necessarily spend money. But in wrapping up, one of the big things is I want to say a big thank you to Lisa and Emma for organising this event, as well as all the helpers that they had that day to help them set up. We know that it's not an easy task, and everybody that comes to these events, I know I'm not talking just about myself, but I'm talking about all of us, really appreciate the time, the energy. I know this is not an easy thing to do, but we really do appreciate all that you do in order to organise these events so we can all attend it and have the best time ever, meet new people, and obviously swap some amazing plants. Me personally, I'm really looking forward to growing all of the plants that I got yesterday. These are all plants, I'm pretty sure all of them, exception of the melanochrysum and possibly the silver dragon, that I have not necessarily grown before. But we've said this before, a lot of the times just because you've grown a specific plant, somebody else might have a slight genetic variation on their plant, so it's good to experiment with a bit more of what's out there. And yeah, I mean, this is the big thing, like, really looking forward to growing these plants, really enjoy going to these events. I highly encourage you, if you're in the UK and you've ever had a chance to go to one of these events, if you're thinking about it still, why are you thinking about it still, please do go. And if you're in other places of the world, have you got anything like this that happens around where you are? I know I've got a lot of followers or kind of viewers that are based in the States and Canada and South America, all over the world really. Do you have anything like this where you are? Have you ever been to it? Let me know. And also let me know, sorry, I'm asking you all these questions. You don't have to answer all of these things. Obviously answer as many as you want. But let me know if you want, which ones of these surprised you and which one maybe is your favorite. And if you've got any of these, which one I should really watch out for. But yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to cover in this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully I shall see you here soon. And I truly hope that you have a great rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.